Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Richard III and we are in the scene that never ends. I feel like we already had one of those in this play. But anyway, it's known as 4-3 in the folio and it's known as 4-4 in other versions because passage of time. And today we get to hear from Richard, who is responding to Elizabeth. Okay, so he has had the next two heirs to the throne killed. He had Clarence's children, the son sent away, and the daughter married off to a nobody. And now he has his eye on Elizabeth, who is the sister to Edward and Richard, who were killed, because he figures if he can marry her, that sort of solidifies his place in the order of who gets the crown. What is the word for that? Anyway, so he wants to marry Elizabeth, young Elizabeth, and he's talking to Queen Elizabeth about it now, who hates him so much. They all hate him at this point very much, but he killed two of her kids. He killed her husband. Well, he didn't necessarily kill her husband because Edward died of just like natural causes, whatever, but he's killed a lot of people. So yesterday he had asked her to teach him how to woo Elizabeth, young Elizabeth. He's like, if anybody knows her heart, it's going to be you, and you can teach me how to woo. And she was like, well, maybe you should just write a letter detailing all of her family members that you've killed, uncles, brothers, cousins, father, like the whole, just put them all in a list and give it to her. And if that doesn't win her over, then, I don't know what to tell you. And Richard responds by saying, look, what is done cannot be now amended. Men shall deal unadvisedly sometimes, which after hours gives leisure to repent. If I did take the kingdom from your sons to make amends, I'll give it to your daughter. If I have killed the issue of your womb to quicken your increase, I will beget mine issue of your blood upon your daughter. A grandam's name is little less in love than is the doting title of a mother. They are as children, but one step below, even of your metal, of your very blood, of all one pain, save for a night of groans, endured of her for whom you bid like sorrow. Your children were vexation to your youth, but mine shall be a comfort to your age. The loss you have is but a son being king, and by that loss your daughter is made queen. I cannot make you what amends I would. Therefore, accept such kindness as I can. Dorset, your son, that with a fearful soul leads discontented steps in foreign soil, this fair alliance quickly shall call home to high promotions and great dignity. The king that calls your beauteous daughter wife, familiarly shall call thy Dorset brother. Again shall you be mother to a king, and all the ruins of distressful times repaired with double riches of content. What? We have many goodly days to see. The liquid drops of tears that you have shed shall come again, transformed to orient pearl, advantaging their love with interest, oftentimes double gain of happiness. Go then, my mother, to thy daughter go. Make bold her bashful years with your experience. Prepare her ears to hear a wooer's tale. Put in her tender heart the aspiring flame of golden sovereignty. Acquaint the princess with the sweet silent hours of marriage joys. And when this arm of mine hath chastised the petty rebel, dull-brained Buckingham, bound with triumphant garlands will I come and lead thy daughter to a conqueror's bed, to whom I will retail my conquest won, and she shall be sole victoress, Caesar's Caesar. So he's trying. He's spinning some pretty words here. First he's like, okay, so I killed them, get over it. I can't undo that. But what I can do, since I took your son and prevented him from being king, I can make your daughter queen. So it's like even trade. And he even goes so far as to say, I took your children, but I will give you grandchildren, which is, from an outsider perspective, maybe a little gross to have him talking about impregnating Elizabeth to Elizabeth's mother, who hates him, because the thought of how you get there is probably disturbing to her. But yeah, that's his big argument through this whole thing is we will settle everything. I can't make those people be not dead anymore, but I can make sure that everything is cool from here on out. Your daughter will become queen, and Dorset, once he hears that Elizabeth is getting married and becoming queen, he'll come back. He won't be on Richmond's side anymore. And then he's like, then all I'll have to do is go take care of that traitor Buckingham, and then I can come back a conqueror, and I can marry her, and everything will be great, and she will be the most powerful woman in the world. And isn't that exactly what you want for your daughter? And as it turns out, that's not exactly what Elizabeth wants for her daughter. She pushes back on him all sorts of things. She's like, yeah, she comes up with all sorts of questions and excuses for why this is weird, and she needles him about things that he has done previously that were not cool. He says something like, I will love her forevermore. And she's like, yeah, but how long does that forever last? Because he had made similar promises about a lot of the people that he had killed, including Lady Anne. So Elizabeth just keeps pushing and keeps pushing and keeps pushing, because she adamantly does not want young Elizabeth to have to marry Richard. And Richard's like, you should be thankful, because I'm looking to woo her when I could just make a royal decree that she has to marry me. So she's lucky in that she's getting this sort of choice. And Elizabeth is like, that doesn't make it any better. Am I supposed to tell her, yay, you're marrying your uncle, or yay, you're marrying the guy who killed your brothers, or yay, you're marrying your dad's brother? She's like, I don't know how to spin this to make it sound good to my daughter, because it's just, Elizabeth doesn't see any good in it, and the audience at this point probably doesn't see much good in it either. But it is some good back and forth banter with wordplay and all that sort of stuff, which is really fun when it's done well. But Richard has some more things to say in response to Elizabeth's continued refusal to let him marry young Elizabeth, and we will get to hear more of what he has to say tomorrow. So I will see you then for that. Mwah.